Hello children, how are you guys? Hope you're all fine and safe. Yeah children, in the last live class, I remember teaching you the new words of the next chapter. Yes or no? Okay, children, now we are going to continue with the same new words. Okay, we are going to see what are the things we are going to read in this lesson. Okay, in this lesson we are going to read about the living organism, their characteristics and habitats. Okay children, see, any living organism, either plant or animal, in which they are living with their surrounding is called as habitat. Is that clear? Okay, the surrounding where the plants and animals live is called as what? Habitat. Okay, and there are several animals and plants can live in their own surrounding. Okay, in one habitat, many plants and animals can survive. It's not necessary in this area only cats should survive. Okay, it's not must. Any number of living organism can survive in that habitat. Okay, and they have their own special features. Okay, see, if you take frog, they can live both in water and land. Okay, if you take toad, they can live only in land. Okay, and if you see the external feature of both frog and toad, they'll be similar. Okay, their body structure, their habitats, habits, everything will be more or less similar. Okay, and what these living organisms do means they try adapting themselves to the environment in which they live. Okay, for example, say when we go to our grandmother's house, we may not be having the same facility what it's available in our house. But what we do, we try acclimatizing to the surrounding, right? We try acclimatizing with whatever things are there. Okay, that is called as what? Adaptation. Okay, and like based on the habitat in which the living organism lives, there are four types of habitat. One, the living organism which live on tree, it is called as aerial. Okay, the living organism which lives on tree is what called as aerial, and the living organism which fly is called as arboreal. Okay, and the living organism which live in land, it's called as terrestrial, and the living organism which live in water, it's called as aquatic. Okay, so based on the place where they live, it is into four categories. And based on the living thing and non-living thing, there are two types of components, namely biotic component and abiotic component. Okay, if in an environment only living things are there is no non-living things at all. If you take like that, then it is called as biotic components. Maybe the plants, animals, and microorganisms living in particular area, it's called as biotic component. Okay, and rocks, soil, air, water, light, temperature, everything together, they are all non-living thing. So they are all forms the abiotic components. Okay, the components are of two categories, namely biotic components and the abiotic components. Is that clear? And the next one is how we can find whether it is a living thing or a non-living thing. What is the main character which we can see in the living thing means all living thing they need food. Okay, you may be thinking, I'm not at all giving food to plant, but they grow. Plant prepare their own food, right? So they need food, they respire. Okay, they take in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. They respire. They excrete. The removal of extra thing, whichever it's not needed for the body, it's called as what? Excretion. So they excrete. Okay, and they respond to their environment. Okay, say we respond to our environment. No, when in summer we'll be wearing cotton dresses, and when it moves to the winter, we'll be wearing sweater and keep ourselves warm. Okay, yes, and in winter we'll be drinking hot water, but in summer we'll be drinking ice cold water. Even the food keeps varying. We eat hot food in the case of winter, and in the case of summer, we need the food items which is very cool. What we try to do, we try responding to our environment. Okay, and all living organisms produce their own young ones. Yes or no? The same variety of young ones can be produced by all living organisms, starting from microorganism till the multicellular organism like us. We produce our own young ones, we produce our own generation. Okay, so they reproduce, they grow. Yes or no? See, when we were born, we may be just few centimeters, maybe 30 centimeters or 40 centimeters, maybe our height, and maybe 2 kgs or 2.5, 3 kgs will be our weight. But in due course of time, what happens? We grow height-wise, breadth-wise, we are, width-wise, height-wise, in every angle we show growth. So all living organism, they grow and they show movement, right? See, in the case of plant we can find internal movements, but in the case of animals we show external movements. That means like we move from one place to another place, maybe in search of food, maybe in search of shelter. Okay, we animals, we human being move in search of clothing also. So we move. These are the characters of the living organism. Okay, about all this in detail we are going to read in this lesson. Is that clear, children? Okay, bye.